Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back. Who are the 49ers? What is this, like part 6 or something? 5, 6? I'm not even sure anymore, guys, but I'm happy to be here, man. And it's also game day, man. It's our first video on game day. We have the preview coming to you guys soon, I promise. Make sure you guys are locked in, okay? So let's get right to the formalities. If this is your first time here on the YouTube channel, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And the most important one is to hit the notifications, guys. You got to make sure you have your little bells turned on so you know exactly when we're going live for impromptu videos, okay? Guys, thank you for checking us out here. If you're on Facebook, we appreciate that, man. Facebook and Instagram, you guys, it is Nothing But Niners. It's spelled all the way out. No numbers in there anywhere. Make sure you guys are subscribed over there, okay? We are over 12,000 strong on the Facebook page. So don't be the last person to join over there. You're missing out on a lot of quality content. I promise you that. Also, hit us up on Twitter and Snapchat. Those handles are NB Niners at Nuff. Okay, so it's NB the number 9 ERS. That is the place to be, guys. All right, make sure you hit us up over there. If you forget everything I just told you about, don't worry about it. We got you covered. Check out the website. It is www.nothingbutniners.com. That is your one-stop shop for any and everything 49ers from us here at Nothing But Niners. We got articles over there. My man Kev's he's getting busy with these keys to victory, all right? I got my bold predictions over there. My man Anthony dropped this thing about Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, my God. The league keeps doubting him. But read that article, man. Check out that article that Anthony just posted. All of them went live within the last 24 hours. So we got quality content there for you guys. It's also going to give you all of our social media handles if you forgot it. We have a fan interaction page just for you guys. It's game day, okay? You're at work like I am today. I got the collar shirt on under here. I went to work like this. I didn't just put this on for the show. I showed up and said what's up to my boss just like this today. So that's how I'm doing this today, man. I'm not going to send you guys any pictures because you guys get to see it, but this is how I'm doing it. If you're doing the same thing, or something similar, or you got your 49er stuff and you're repping today at work, make sure you shoot us an email, okay? Send it to nbniners@nothingbutniners.com. You're going to see it right there on the website, man. I want to see what you guys are doing. Show me the cars, show me the pets, show me the kids, show me yourself, the coffee mugs. I don't care. I want to see some 49ers colors, but that's enough. Whew, I'm done with all that. Oh, wait. One more thing. The podcast, guys. All right, we are turning all of this stuff into podcast for you guys. SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Google Play, SoundCloud. It's everywhere, man. Make sure you check out the podcast, okay? You miss these videos or it's too long and you can't watch it all, don't worry. We convert the audio and the podcast for your listening pleasure. So make sure you guys check us out. Look for NB Niners, Talk 49ers with Nothing But Niners. It's there. I promise you guys you will find it, okay? All right, guys, I'm done. Where's Nick, man? I'm talking way too much. Nick, what's up, baby? You're on mute. There he is.
Bang, bang, not a gang. What's going on? Let's go, faithfuls. It's game day.
That's right. We are here, man. I can't wait to talk about this upcoming game, but we got to finish this. We are almost down the field. Which one is this? Is this 5? Is this 6? Which video is it?
This is 5.
Okay, so we're down to finish the stretch here. Me and Nick going to break this down with our hype man, the NB Niners hype man. Wayne Breezie is in the building. Yo,
oh, yes! Hey, no break! Hey, game day, fellas. What's going on, Niner faithful? Let's get this cracking. We're going to do the run game today. Let's get it popping, baby. Woo!
Absolutely, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to continue this compare and contrast thing that we have going for you guys here. This shouldn't be a super long video, but if it is, I'm not going to apologize. I have fun doing these things. So let's just go ahead and get right to it, man, fellas. I mean, because I want to talk about the game later on, so I'm ready to wrap this stuff up. We are in the middle of comparing and contrasting the 2018 49ers to the 2019 Niners. In a lot of ways, so far, the team is better. But that wasn't the case necessarily if you watch the last show for the passing offense. Now, we're going to talk about the rushing offense, and this is where I think we're going to see some of the differences here. So let's get into it, man. Wayne, you got the 2018 numbers pulled up over there. I think you and Nick both have them pulled up.
We got the numbers pulled up for you, bro. All right, man. Let's kick it off. We got Matt Breida leading us off with 153 attempts, 814 yards. His longest run was 66 yards with 3 TDs. Nick, why don't you go next? We'll just alternate.
All right, let's see here. I got to pull it up now. You threw me off there. All right, let's see. Come on. Let's see here. Oh, there we are. All right. Alfred Morris. Let's see. He had.
Wait till all the Alfred Morris jokes pop up in here on me, man. I just know they're coming.
111 attempts, 428 rushing yards, 2 tutties, and a long of 51 for an average of 3.9 yards per attempt.
3.9. Next up on the list, our boy Jeff the Goal Line Wilson. All right, 66 attempts, 266 yards. His 4.0 average, longest run 18, 0 TDs.
Yeah, man. You know, it's so crazy because I barely remember Jeff Wilson running last year.
I don't think any of us remember
Barely
Jeff Wilson.
And then next in line with only 34 attempts was Raheem Mostert, obviously 261 yards because he did break his forearm last year with 1 tutty. His longest was 52 yards. Yards per attempt was 7.7 and an average of 29 yards a game average.
All right, and then next up on the list, let's see. We got our boy CJ Beathard. Yo, he had a long touchdown run, 13-yard touchdown run, by the way. Let's see, Beathard rushed 19 times for 69 yards, 3.6 yards a carry. Like I said, his longest run, I believe, was 13 yards, and he had a touchdown. CJ, we miss you on the field, brother. We need you to run the ball.
I don't miss him on the field at all.
Nah, me either.
Neither do I, yo. But
I still do miss my son, and that's the next one on the list. That's Nick Mullins. Nicky boy, BDN. Anyway, he had 18 attempts for negative 16 rushing yards.
He heard us, yo, on the ground. He heard us on the ground.
Negative 16 rushing yards. His longest was a 2-yard. Yards per attempt was negative 0.9.
Yeah, he heard us on the ground. Nick wasn't a runner. All right, next up on the list, hey, man, let's keep it popping. You got our boy Jimmy G, Superman, 8 attempts, 33 yards, 4.1 yard to carry. His longest run was 13, and he also has 0 touchdowns. Remember that? We don't want to bring up that last run he had. Yeah, that was an injury. Yeah, all right, so keep it going, Nick. God, my bad.
All right, Kyle Juszczyk. 8 attempts for 30 yards. His longest was 12 for an average of 3.8. And no tutties. Nobody else. Tutties.
We've gone through what is that? 7, 8 guys right there?
Yes, sir.
All right, so what did the team finish off the league with, finish off the year with as far as total rushing, yards per carry, and touchdowns?
I'll do the
It was 4.5 yards per attempt, and it was 423 attempts for 1,902 yards. 7 tutties.
Yep, 7 touchdowns.
So 1,900 yards we rushed for last year?
And 7 touchdowns.
Wait till y'all hear these numbers. All right, so check this out. It's a new day, fellas. It's a new day. People are questioning Jimmy Garoppolo, and we about to find out why right now. I'm going to start with the team stats. I'm not even going to go to the individuals yet. Last year, y'all said we ran for 1,900 plus. We're already at 1,369. Already halfway through the season, 1,369. We're averaging the same exact 4.5 yards an attempt. All right. We already have 13 touchdowns rushing. How many did we have last year?
7.
Come on, bro. They want to know why my man Jimmy's not throwing. They want to know why it's a different. I'm sorry. Let me relax. Usa. We are on pace for incredible numbers, guys. Like this is it's crazy. How many rushing attempts did we have last year?
423.
Yeah, we're already at 303. We're on pace to rush the ball over 600 times, guys. Wow. For over 2,700 yards and 26 touchdowns on the ground. Like this is why it's so important when people are attacking the 49ers and talking about how good or how bad this team is and how Jimmy Garoppolo is such a weakness. He's not a weakness. We're playing to the strength of the team right now. And right now, that seems to be the run game. So let's talk about the individual players. I have them here. I have them broken down by attempts. Not so much yards, but attempts. We're going to start with attempts. Number 1 leading the way right now is Matt Breida. He's got 99 attempts already. Now, last year, what did you say he had, 124 or something like that?
133, I believe it was.
He's already at 99.
153.
153. He's on pace to have 198 rushing attempts. He's already got 525 yards. He's on pace to be over 1,000-yard rusher. Check this out. Here's the surprise. One touchdown. What's up with that? But he's got the 83-yard one. That was a touchdown. He's averaging 5.3 yards a carry. I mean, this dude is just killing it right now. He's absolutely killing it. Next up is Tevin Coleman. He's got 83 attempts already on the year for 355 yards. Now, last year, our number 2 guy who wasn't Tevin Coleman was Alfred Morris, you said, right?
Yeah.
How many attempts did he have?
Alfred Morris?
Yeah.
Morris had 111 attempts.
Yep.
All right. So we got Tevin Coleman on pace for 166 already. He's on pace for 710 yards. He's already has 5 rushing touchdowns on the season, guys.
Woo!
He's almost got our total from last year by himself at the midway point of the season.
How many games did he miss? 2, 3?
He has played in 6 games. He's missed 2 games already.
And those 5 touchdowns matches Matt Breida and Alfred Morris's combined touchdowns last year.
Wow.
Exactly, bro.
They don't want that smoke, baby. They don't want the smoke.
Let's go. We're going to keep this thing moving here. All right. Also, Raheem Mostert is our 3rd place running back right now. 55 attempts, 307 yards with 1 touchdown. Long of 41. I forgot to tell you guys the long. We got Matt Breida with 83. We got Tevin Coleman with 48 yards, and Raheem Mostert with a 41-yarder. He's also got 1 touchdown on the year. Jimmy Garoppolo is next. 28 attempts. This is what happens when you got a healthy quarterback, man. 28 attempts, 32 yards, right? 1 touchdown. Here's the thing. Victory formation counts against your quarterbacks. It counts against the yardage, all right? So when I tell you guys what Nick Mullins has, and you understand it while I'm saying it, but it counts against these guys a little bit. So Jimmy Garoppolo's attempts might not be as high as they look on paper, all right? So next up is Jeff Wilson. He's got the 25 attempts, 78 yards, 4 touchdowns. We remember when he set the league on fire in back-to-back weeks, we were saying this guy should be in there more. 4 touchdowns already on the season. He's 2nd on the team for rushing touchdowns, man. And then here's the surprise right here. I'm going to tell you guys these next 2, and I'm going to stop. Actually, I'll tell you 3 because I mentioned Nick Mullins already. The next 3 guys here, Deebo Samuel, 5 attempts, 37 yards, 1 touchdown. George Kittle, 3 attempts, 18 yards. And then I mentioned Nick Mullins. He's got 3 attempts for -3 yards. Those were kneel downs, so you can't really count those. But there is another rush by Marquise Goodwin. There's another rush by Kyle Juszczyk. How many wide receivers ran the ball for us last year, and how many times? That's what I want to know, because Kyle Shanahan, I think this is a new wrinkle. I think this is something that he's doing a little different here.
2 receivers last year, and George Kittle, the tight end. And the attempts would be, let's see, 6 total. Thank you, Nick.
6 total. You got Samuel with 5. You got Kittle with 3. You got Goodwin with 1. And you got Juice with 1. Well, I'm not going to count Juice. But that's all right. Like, this team is different. It's a ground and pound. We're physical in the trenches. This is what it's all about, fellas. So, listen, man, this team is on pace to shatter these records, man. And now we understand why the time of possession is different. We understand why Jimmy Garoppolo's numbers are lower. We understand why people say we don't have a wide receiving core. Like, does this change anything about the way you guys were thinking about this game and what you were expecting? Not just this game, but this team as a whole.
Nah, man. We noticed it up front that we were gonna. I think Kyle Shanahan always wanted to run the ball. I think that was what helps make his play action passes go up. It's just that last year we lost Jimmy G early in the season, and he changed up the game plan a little bit. Plus Breida was injured a lot, and then Mostert got injured, and that's when the Jeff Wilson kind of came into the game. I think that's when Jeff Wilson came in once Mostert went down. This year, I don't care which GBG numbers are at the end of the season. We're winning. We're winning football games because we're controlling the clock. People keep forgetting about time of possession and how much that is the key to victory. I hope that's the keys to victory. Like, time of possession means everything. And as long as Jimmy, like, even in games where we successfully feel like we're not running it because we're not seeing the production of the run on the big game, when we're not getting those long 60-yard touchdown runs or whatever like that, we're still controlling the clock. And that's what Kyle wants to do throughout the whole season, yo. And that's what's allowing our defense to play, and that's what's allowing Jimmy G to get those balls down the field and slice up the defenses in the zone and play action passes on point. Yo, This team has the perfect formula to continue for success. We just got to stay on this trajectory, guys. Stay on the trajectory.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Nick, man. I got to get your thoughts on it, man. Like, is this – listen, I know me. I didn't think that we were going to come out and be running the ball this dominantly this year. I want to know if this is what you expected of this team.
If you don't remember me, I said that I think we could have had – possibly before the season started that we could have 2,000-yard rushers.
Yep.
I do remember
before
that.
the season started, I said that there was a possibility of having 2,000-yard rushers, if not 1,000-yard and another that was really, really close. I still see it playing out that way. I still think we get a guy that has, now the 2 games out for Tevin Coleman will probably hurt him in yardage wise. Just say you take, 250 to 300 yards off, because I'd say just 200, because if you rush for 100 yards, that's a good rushing game, right? So 200 yards off, even if he finishes. So you said he's at 337 right now?
Hold on, let me pull it back up here. My phone went to sleep. He is at 355, Tevin Coleman.
355. So 350, let's just say 2 games he rushes for 100. That's 550 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
550 yards halfway through the season. That's still on pace to be a 1,000-yard rusher. I will still say that Tevin Coleman still is an 800-yard rusher this year, barring any injury, another injury or setback. And I think Matt Breida rushes for, what's he at right now? He's at 4. What was his total right now?
Breida's totals for this year?
Yeah, for this year.
I don't have this year's numbers up.
I got it. I'm sorry. Somebody was talking to me, y'all. I'm at Breida right now is at 524 yards with 524 yards with 99
attempts. He's gonna break that 100 attempt tonight.
I'm gonna say Breida finishes the year, if it keeps going, barring injury, with, I don't know, 1,150 yards this year.
Okay, so he's gonna break the 1,000-yard mark.
I think he breaks the 1,000-yard mark, and I think Tevin Coleman reaches around 800 to 820 yards this year.
Tevin Coleman right now is averaging
4.3 yards a carry.
Yeah, but he's averaging 55 yards a game. Well, just under 55 yards a game. Hold on, let me see here. I just did the math. Where'd it go? 355 divided by 6, right? Yeah. So he's right now he is, what the hell is my phone doing? Oh, here we go. 355 divided by 6. Yeah, he's averaging just under 60 yards a game. It's 59.1, right? Mm-hmm. And if you were to extrapolate that out over 16 games, it's 946. He's at 946. But I don't see him getting just 60 yards a game. Nick, I remember thinking you were crazy when you said that we were going to have 2,000-yard rushers, because I was looking at how many backs we were supposed to have here. Right. And I was like, there's no way McKinnon, Breida, and there was someone else. Who was the third one?
Before we got Coleman?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was before we got Coleman. Was it Mostert I was thinking about, maybe?
Mostert, yeah.
I was like, there's no way they're going to run the ball that much with those 3 guys. But here we are. We still have 3 main guys, and they're right there. So you were on to something, man. We're right there, man. This team is ready. They're primed. And by the way, we should have started the show with this first. It's a holiday today. Yeah. It's Veterans Day. We should have started with a salute to you guys out there. So no disrespect intended. Salute to the veterans. We thank everybody for their hard work. If you've ever done anything for the military, we appreciate you guys. Lunch on, I don't know who's offering free lunch, probably IHOP or something like that, or Applebee's today. Go get your meal. But salute and respect to everybody that's out there.
Really. And to those that are lost, we've lost. So, whether it's family members, friends, whatever it may be, man.
We salute you.
Yeah, definitely, man. We appreciate you guys and giving us this freedom that we have. So appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm looking at these numbers here, and aggressive squirrels next to me, guys. It's aggressive squirrels. Sorry.
Hey, you and bugs, squirrels, gnats, I tell you.
All right. So right now, like I said, the team is on pace. Where to go here? Where did my rushing numbers go for the team? All right, here we go. So we're at 1369, right? So
600 away from last year's mark.
Yeah, already. So 1369 times 2, because I'm in the car. I'm not sitting here doing math.
I think we averaged 200 yards for the rest of the season per game easily.
What? No way.
No? Well, what name one defense that's going to stop us in the run other than Baltimore's? I'll wait.
All right, I think go ahead, Nick.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say I think he's right with Baltimore, but I don't even think they stop us. Their run defense hasn't been good this year.
That's why, and right, and they play the pass. I'm saying I think that's going to be the key. I'm not saying we go undefeated. I know cats be getting me misconstrued with that but if we do go undefeated, I'm saying we went undefeated. But what I'm saying is I think we continue to pick up the ball, pick up the pace with the run, man. Our offensive line, just think, we've been missing offensive linemen. Our offensive line is going to be in full swing with reserves and strong strength. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
The reason I get you, and I'm not saying we're not capable, but the reason I think we aren't is because I think we're going to be playing high-powered offenses that are going to require us to pass more. And so that's why I don't think that we can do it. It's not that I don't think we can physically do it. This team is built to run all day, every day. Our third, Raheem Mostert, would be a starter on a lot of teams in the NFL. So don't get me wrong. We got Kyle Juszczyk. We got these tackles coming back. I mean, absolutely, we're built to run. I'm just saying that with the teams we're about to go up against in the Packers, and thank God we're at home, but the Packers, the Ravens, the Saints, the Seahawks twice, I think it's kind of shootout territory. I think we gotta have to put some air into that ball instead of grabbing it down.
You got to look at it this way though too, Mike, because go back and look at the Arizona game. We couldn't rush the ball, right? But I bet you our attempts are pretty much the same.
I'm gonna see the stats on that, yo. Can we pull that up? I want to see that. That'd be crazy, Nick, if that's true.
The attempts on what?
The attempts with the rush attempts and pass plays.
And then I think overall we rushed over 100 yards in that game, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you look
at that what game are you talking about? Is what I'm asking.
The one against Arizona.
The Arizona game.
And compare it to what game is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying because that was a game that we had to pass a lot. That was a shootout. It was 28-25.
Yeah, but we only ran for 100 yards in that game, 101 yards.
Right, but I'm saying it doesn't matter how many yards we run for. Kyle Shanahan is going to consistently stick with the run, even if it is a shootout. Even if you have to throw the football. He's pretty much, I think that if it comes down to that we're going to have the same amount of rush attempts as we do pass attempts in those type of games because Kyle Shanahan will not completely abandon the run.
I don't think he's going to abandon the run. I'm saying Wayne said that he thinks we're going to go for 200 yards the rest of the way. He said, no, he didn't say he thinks that. He said it's a possibility. And what I was saying was I think that we're going to be involved in too many high-scoring games, so we can't do that.
What makes you think we're going to be involved in two? I know this is not that show, but why?
Right. Because the Packers are going to find ways to score. The Saints, I know what we saw yesterday. The Saints are going to find ways to score. We're in their house, like it's going to be a different ball game, right?
We'll save it. I got you.
The Seahawks are the third highest scoring team in the league this year. There's two times. There's two tonight, and then we got to play them later on in week 17. Yeah. And so they might be desperate. They might be, hey, we need this win to make the playoffs. We don't know. We have no idea how it's going to be. So we could get in the shootouts with these teams, and I think that's what I'm saying. I just don't know if the rushing attempts are going to be up. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you look at the stats from this year, only twice have we not breached 100 yards rushing. Only twice. It was week 1 with 98.
The Redskins.
And week 6 with 99. Other than that, we have 101 in every other game, 130, 130, 137, 168, 232, 267. I'm sorry, 232, 275, and 259. Like, we can do it. It's just a matter of if the game permits. I think it's dictated differently.
And I see, and what I'm trying to get at, Mike, is I understand unless you're saying that the only way we're scoring against those teams, Green Bay, Baltimore, and New Orleans, just per se, for those three, is by passing the football. Like, Because I still think so. What I'm trying to say is, I think we still rush for the same amount of attempts as we do pass, and I think we can still run on those three defenses, whether they're throwing the football a lot or not. I don't think Kyle Shanahan is going to. I think it's still going to be an even kill in rush and pass attempts. I think it's going to be equal, and that's what I'm trying to say is. I want to ask you this: what do you think we did more in that Arizona game?
I think we ran the ball more. I think we were trying to control the clock in that game. We were trying to play keep away.
But we ran the ball 31 times and we passed it 37 times.
So we passed more. Well, we had to because we had to come back.
Right, but I'm saying it's only a difference of 6. Okay. And that's a close game.
So pretty much it's going to be balanced. We're still going to keep up our rushing attempts going forward.
No. It don't work like that. We were up for 3 scores in that game at one point. We trailed after they got their first touchdown, and it was what, 21? It was 21-7 going in the half. We ran the ball because we were up a lot of the time in that game. I know what the score looks like, but the score is very, very misconstrued because that 88-yard play changes the whole outlook of that game. We were up for the majority of that game, so we're supposed to run the ball. That's a bad example of us running the ball in a close game. That game wasn't as close as what it looks on paper.
Right. I agree.
Well, that game wasn't as close, like you're saying. Yes, I agree with that. All I'm trying to say is I'm not in agreement with Wayne as in 200 yards, but I still think we can rush for over 100 to 150 yards on every team that we're going to play. Their run defense is not good at all. Like any of the defensive guys that we have left, their defensive stance against the rush is not good. And Kyle Shanahan's going, you know how Kyle Shanahan is. He's a run first guy. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't matter if they're up, they're down, they're tied. He's going to run the football.
It sets up his plays.
It's just a matter of having the confidence in us going against their defense to be able to get that many yards. Because we have backs that can rush one rush for 50 yards any given Sunday. You know what I mean? That's 50 yards off the top. If then you got 2 other backs in there spelling to get another 50 to 100 yards, I think it's doable to get 150 yards, whether we're up, down, or not. I mean, that's all. I just don't think 200 yards is probably a good number, but I would go anywhere from 100 to 150 yards per game. And that gives us another 800 on the year. If we went for 100, that's what? So that would be 2,100 yards. We're still surpassing the entire year last year.
Correct. Oh, absolutely. That's what I was saying. We're on pace. Even if we don't do the 200, we're on pace for 27 rushing. Like it's crazy. This is a completely different game. And you know what I like about this the most? What I like about this so much is that everyone's looking at the 49ers as they're a run team. You stop the run, you can stop the 49ers. Bro, that ain't true. It's not true at all.
And that's just, and you're right. People think that, but that's because until the Arizona game, we haven't had to throw the football. Nobody has been able to stop our run. So therefore, they're like, oh, well, these teams aren't stopping the run. So if we stop the run and force their hand to throwing the football, then we may have a chance. You know what I mean? But then Jimmy Garoppolo comes out and throws for 317 yards, 4 touchdowns with a run still at 100 yards. And it's like, okay, well, they are a well-rounded team. They can do this if they have to. And Mike, you said it before. This, you're saying with Seattle's run defense may be better than their pass defense. Their secondary's dookie. They're allowing over 300 yards a game.
That's why I said I think we pass more.
Right.
That's exactly why I said it. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
but I still think we're going to attempt to run it, though. I still think
the attempts don't stop.
And if they're successful on those runs.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I think the attempts will stay the same, but I think we'll still be successful with those attempts to where we're not completely having to throw the football to win the game. I think the rush, those yards are going to add up. You get, half the year before the Arizona Cardinals game, what are we rushing for? We've got 60 to 100 yards usually in the first half.
Right. Well, and that's what I was going to ask you guys this question, because we're here and we're talking about it all, and I believe this is the last wrap-up show, so it's fine to encompass all of it here, right? But if you look at the games that we've played, only twice have opponents scored 20 or more points against the 49ers.
Yep.
Only twice all year. The Steelers scored 20 and the Cardinals scored 25. Right? We're keeping teams at such a low score that running the ball is beneficial, right? But listen to these opponents and you guys tell me, just give me a number of how many of these teams you think we hold under 20. We play the Seahawks twice. We play the Cardinals again. We got the Packers, Ravens, Saints, Falcons, and Rams. How many games do you think our opponents don't score 20 or more points?
There's only one game I'm going with, and that's Baltimore.
You think that we're gonna stop on? You get me excited,
Bro,
and I don't know if you're high. Like I don't know.
No, listen to me. Listen to me here. Listen to me. Atlanta has no rush defense. None. Has not all year. They put up. Breeze hasn't faced a really good defensive front this year. Who have they faced?
Atlanta, apparently.
No, but I'm saying beside them, right? They haven't really faced a good rush defense. Mm-hmm. Our rush defense is what has me saying we keep the points down. Drew Brees is not a mobile quarterback.
Right.
If you contain the pocket, you're shutting him down. Aaron Rodgers will get out of the pocket and make crazy throws, but he's also not a mobile quarterback. And their offensive line does not protect well either. So those two games go out for me of putting up 20 points because I have that much faith.
Confident.
Yeah, I have that much faith and confidence in our defensive line because they are what has stopped us. You go to Lamar Jackson, he gets out of the pocket, but he doesn't look to make throws. He's going to run.
And we just got to play this. We just got to be disciplined.
If you're disciplined, and that's why I said 20 points.
Wait. You don't think the Ravens are putting up 21 points on us?
No, I said
that's the one game
I think will put up more than 20 points on us.
And it's because of it's just because of an athlete that it's hard to stop. Like either you play discipline, you stop him running.
We've seen what that type of offense does. It's the Greg Roman offense. We've seen it with Colin Kaepernick, right? There were times where Colin Kaepernick just took a game completely over by himself.
Yep.
Right?
Packers.
Green Bay.
Right, the Packers game. He had 198 rushing yards?
Yep.
Going off.
And then he beat New England by throwing. So it was crazy. It was crazy.
And that's the way Lamar Jackson is right now. He can throw the football and he can rush the football, right? And he scares, I'm telling you, the Ravens are the only team that legitimately scares me going up against. Other than Seattle because they're division rivals,
right.
Arizona because they're division rivals, and the Rams because those games are always hard fought. Dude, I'm not worried about Green Bay. I'm dead serious. I'm literally not worried about Green Bay.
High five, Nick. I'm not.
I'm not. I look, earlier in the year, before I see when we're 1-0, 2-0, yes, 3-0, okay, 4-0, okay, these are things. But now that I see the consistent way of this defensive line playing, Aaron Rodgers is horrible against pressure. Horrible. Unless he gets one leak out of a pocket and makes a throw. And usually those throws are miracle throws with Aaron Rodgers.
Keep Aaron Rodgers in the pocket, take away the run, boom, game over. Same thing with Breeze.
Game
over.
We've shut down Breeze with a way off, like way less of a defensive line.
No pass rush, period, point. Brooks
owned him.
Come on, man. And if it wasn't for that penalty,
come on, bro.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Give in.
We shut him down. But Nick said with a way less of. He's saying that the defense that we did with wasn't as good.
It wasn't. What defense is better than this defense? What defense is?
I bet you.
What defense? 2012?
Mike, I bet you 2012's defensive line didn't have 30 sacks at week 8.
Bro, they only sacked Drew Brees like twice that game. They were all over him though. They hit him a lot.
Right, but I'm just saying in general, statistically, this defensive line is probably the best we've had in years.
Absolutely.
It's better than 2012's line. So it was a less of a line, and we still, whether we sacked Drew Brees or not, we still put pressure on him. Then we still hit him, and we've shut him down to where he's not throwing for 480, 500 yards a game.
And they're sackable. And their offensive line hasn't faced our D line yet. Like we watched Drew Brees get sacked 5 times last night against Atlanta. Six. No, I can't count. 6 times against Atlanta. Now, that's a divisional game. I get it. But my point is, our line, it's different this year, bro. Our line got me walking with my chest out like, what? Shirt off, titties swinging. What? That's the line, bro.
And I'm just over here riding that D.
Oh my God. Oh, he said it. He said, show's over. He said it.
All right, so look, Mike, really though, 20 points or more, you can probably almost guarantee that Baltimore puts up at least 20 on us.
I think the Saints, because you guys got to remember that's back-to-back road games, guys. They're at home. They could be desperate by that time. I'm just saying, don't sleep on the Saints. That's all I'm saying.
Not sleeping, bro. But I just feel like this team travels well. We've watched it. We've seen it. We've witnessed it. Week 1 and 2, they were on the road, bro. They traveled. They dug it out, and they won both road games on the road. The only game that concerns me, other than the divisional games, is that daggone Baltimore Ravens game, which I still think we find a way to contain Lamar Jackson. I think that if there's one game that's circled with some asterisks next to that game, it's that one to where they game plan for that Jackson cat. He ain't gonna be Action Jackson that day. I can tell you that right now. I'm confident. It's the line, bro. My chest is out.
I like it, man. This has been a fun episode. Just so you know, Nick, you're absolutely right. As far as sacks go, that 2012 team only finished the year with 38 sacks.
Right,
but
we got 30 already.
And we already have 30. But see, you guys got to remember, man. We were that was real pressure back then, though. Like we were getting after those boys, and every team we played against. Alden Smith was the only one getting sacks. I don't know if y'all remember that.
No, I remember.
Justin Smith was a monster, but he finished the season with.
He was taking the double teams, though, man. So
he finished the season with 3 sacks. But you guys remember Justin Smith's best play against Drew Brees was when the tackle was on his chest. He jumped over him, grabbed Drew Brees. That didn't even count as a sack, but that was his best play. Right. So I mean, you think we're getting after it like that right now,
Mike? The Saints played. Listen, let's go to the Saints beat the Texans 30-28. Texans have a half decent defensive line with J.J. Watt, right? That's week 1. So they got J.J. Watt. They didn't have Jadeveon Clowney then either, did they? Week 1?
He didn't play.
Right. So
anyway, but yeah.
Right. So I'm taking our defensive line over Houston Texans defensive line right now, right? And probably
line.
No, you ain't even got to do this exercise. I know their opponents. If there's not a defensive line, I'm taking over ours. Like, we have the best defensive line in the league right now.
But that's what I'm saying. But we look at this, right? The Rams beat them 27-9.
That was after Breeze got hurt.
The Saints beat the Seahawks 33-27 with that dookie-ass defense.
And a backup quarterback.
Cowboys, Saints.
Wait, in Seattle.
Yeah, in Seattle. It was 33-27 Saints. Cowboys, Saints, 12-10. Saints beat the Cowboys. Buccaneers, Saints, 31-24. Saints won. And the Buccaneers defense is better than what it was in week 1.
Yeah, because they got Pierre Paul back. Keep going.
Saints, Jaguars, 13-6.
That was in London. Keep going.
Saints, Bears, 36-25.
They let the Bears put up 25 points?
Yeah. Cardinals, Saints, 31-9. Falcons, Saints, 26-9. So they had one blowout game, the 31-9 Cardinals game.
Oh, that's why their fans was coming at us, because we barely beat the Card. Okay. I couldn't figure out what the heck
they other than that, it's been one possession game.
That's just looking at
a lot of points.
That's looking at the final score, man. I'm just saying that Cardinals game, it looks like a one possession game. It wasn't like that all game, I promise you.
Right. Fine. But a 12-10 game, and the defensive lines, if you put pressure on Drew Brees, he rattles.
I agree. I agree. I'm just saying that stats can be misleading. We got a 9-0 win against the Redskins, bro. People were clowning us after that Redskins game where you get like they forgot about the weather. They forgot. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just context matters sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Can't count what they did overseas in London. That's a lot of traveling. That's a lot of. I'm just saying. But I do get you guys. I think. Oh man, y'all are getting me either hype or I'm gonna have to like. I don't know. It's one extreme or the other with y'all right now because just one team going over 20 in the next 8.
Bro,
y'all are wild right now. Y'all are on something. I like it.
It's because of this. If Aaron Rodgers can't get the ball to Devontae Adams, then what? If Drew Brees can't get the ball to Michael Thomas, then what? We've watched what happened last week when they can't get to those guys. They can't win, right? I mean, Aaron Rodgers won. But my point is, like, the refs won. That's a whole nother show. But my point is, like, that's our point. Like, if our defense consistently plays, we have no more short weeks, right? That means we have weeks to prepare for each team going forward, minus the travel where we have the back-to-back road games, correct? All right. So with that preparation, you mean to tell me you worried about them teams other than the Ravens, which would probably be our hardest first game of December, right? In the cold weather, it might be snowing. Right? Let's factor that in. I ain't saying our defense going to shit the bed. That ain't what was going to happen. Our defense didn't shit the bed in that Arizona game until injuries popped off, right? Let's just call it like it was. And then and chances were taken and we just misjudged stuff, but they still prevented we won that game. My point is Lamar Jackson is the only person that will be hard to prepare for. Will be the hardest opponent to prepare for due to his dual threat capabilities. We beat Kyler Murray once. I believe that they'll beat him again, especially him coming into Santa Clara.
Oh, right? I think we destroy Arizona next time.
So that is why that game, and I'm glad we're all going to that game because we're gonna need each other. We're gonna need Nick to say, "Hey, Wayne, we could turn the ball over 5 times, but we still gonna win this game. Look at our defense. We're gonna need that shit. I'm telling you, because that's the type of game it's gonna be. That's the type of game it's gonna be.
That's only if you actually come see me at the same stadium this time.
Why you always gotta throw me under the motherfucking bus, Nick? God dang it, cause I be trying to give you props and you want to shoot me in the motherfucking pinky toe.
That's Nick. Nick is King Petty. Y'all gonna learn.
I love you.
I'm so happy.
Look, what the freak is wrong with you?
It's just, I gotta bust your chops. But Wayne, you're right. You're absolutely right. And that's not to say that I think that we can't beat Baltimore, just so people know that. That's just saying that I think that's probably going to be one of our tougher games that we have left. The LA Rams. Todd Gurley is
done. Career done.
Jared Goff has nothing else to do. And
don't you disrespect Goff. Like he got something to do. He's collecting really nice checks.
Yeah, he's getting 110 million or whatever it is, right? So, but I'm just saying, so that division game, we played Arizona on a short week. I can guarantee you that this defense is ready to play next time, and the game plan is totally different with a week's of being able to actually practice and game plan for them. I think we destroy them. I don't think they're even on our level. I think we allowed them to be on our level that night.
What did we say that we should have did that we did not do once in that freaking game with Kyler Murray? What should our defense have did? They should have spied the quarterback. And they did not one time spy the quarterback. I guarantee you with that preparation, though, when they play Jackson, it's better be spied. It's just different. I guarantee you to be a different game plan. And discipline. You want to know why New England lost that game, guys? It's because they were allowing the running back. They weren't getting in their lanes to tackle the running back because they were too worried about Lamar Jackson, right? You can't lose your focus on stopping the run. Stopping the run is stopping the run. If Lamar pops off for 8 yards, you let him pop off for 8 yards. But you stop the freaking running game. He is not going to rush for 150 yards by himself without the rest of his. You stop the game. That is what the 49ers do. They stop the run. That's what they do.
Right. Which, like I said earlier, LA has no more run game. And I don't want to get into the Seattle game too much right now because I want to talk about that going into the game for the preview. So I won't talk about Seattle right now. But, I mean, Mark Ingram is running the football well in Baltimore because of benefiting from Lamar Jackson. And he even came out and said that himself. This is the easiest time I've ever had to run the football in the NFL because so many people respect Lamar Jackson so much for keeping the football. The lanes are just there. He's going 4.8 yards before contact, Mark Ingram, this year, before any type of contact. So that we all know that. We've seen running backs benefit from Colin Kaepernick. Like we've seen that. So, okay, Aaron Jones is a half decent running back, right? But he's not a back that's going to put the team on his back and take them to victory, right? You still need Aaron Rodgers to be able to throw the football. Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara came back, but he's still not the same Alvin Kamara that he was before. Is Alvin Kamara overrated in your eyes? No, right? He's still a decent running back, but he's not going to he's more of a receiving running back than he is better. He's a better receiving running back than he is an actual rushing running back.
And I think we're noticing that difference because the Saints didn't choose to sign Mark Ingram. And that is one of the reasons why Kamara, plus injuries, hasn't been able to beat Kamara. It's common sense.
Right, exactly. It was a two-back system there. And who else do we have after that?
David Johnson, maybe he might be back.
Johnson's back because I think he played this week, didn't he?
Got me
zero. He was out there, but he ain't do anything. My man
0 points. 0 points. He ought to shoot himself in the foot.
I'll be honest with y'all. Drake looking good over there. Drake
has always been a hard running back. He's a downhill runner. He just was stuck in Miami.
They didn't use him. Yeah.
The way they use, and there was no quarterback there. So when you have no quarterback that can't make plays happen, what do people do? They just shut the run down. Like they don't respect the pass game. So like I said, I think the next Arizona game is nothing. Right? And then I think we can and then who we have after that? Green Bay. If we can win tonight, dude, I see us going into Green Bay 10-0. Like
we're beating Green Bay. Oh my God. All right, I got to get off the show. Y'all, I can't convince myself right now that we're not going 16-0, and y'all are pissing me off. I did not want to have that mentality. I don't want to think that we're going 16-0, but
when we get to 10-0, let's do the 16-0 overreaction show.
Look,
we get to 10-0.
I'm sorry, but
when we get to 10-0, we doing that show, bro.
People are gonna bash me for this, but I don't want to go 16-0. Like I just don't.
We're not the Patriots, bro.
It doesn't matter. There's nobody ever other than the 72 Dolphins to do that.
Okay, so we about to break records. That's what this season is all about, bro. We trying to break records, be trendsetters, my dude. Yo, I'm telling you, I'm hyped because it's a possibility that these cats could go unfreaking defeated, bro. Like if they are clicking on all cylinders, if Richie James can return the ball more than 11 yards a carry, we are going to go.
Look, this is my feeling on it. I hope that by week 16 or 17, we have just a strong hold on everything, and we don't even have to. Well, I would say just week 17, going into Seattle.
Let me ask y'all this question. Week 17, we 15-0. We have the number 1 seed locked up and everything. Y'all don't want to chase perfection? Honestly,
yeah.
I know we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Absolutely.
You don't want to chase perfection, Nick?
Absolutely. You have to.
I don't.
You're only going to get that one shot, one opportunity, Nick. That junk doesn't always come. You go for it, bro. And if you feel like you're slipping from that perfection and it ain't there, you pull the players out. You get what I'm saying?
I can see if we lost like in week 1 or something like that, and we got the one loss on our record, then you sit the guys locked up. But you 15-0, Nick, that's immortality, bro. That is immortality. You have to do it.
If they're 15-0, and I'm telling you, dude, I still think that. Look, you're 15-0, and you have.
I'm giving you the situation. Every number 1 seed, home field, everything is locked up. There is nothing, absolutely nothing to gain, and Seattle's playing hard because they need it for a wild card. I'm giving you the worst case or best case scenario, however you want to look at it. You're telling me that you want to sit the starters and just.
Hell no.
If Seattle is fighting for a wild card and it's a divisional game, then I wouldn't sit our starters. But if Seattle's out of the playoffs, it'll be like a week time decision for me because one, I don't want to sit people because I want people actually playing and not get into a certain type of way going into the postseason like the Rams did the 1 year, right? You sat everybody for 2 weeks or whatever it was they sat them, and they came out so flat in the first round of the playoffs and just lost, right? But then again, I also don't want to risk injury to certain people when you already have a number 1 seed locked up and going into the playoffs and rest to heal their bodies up for 1 week, get that bye, then you have 2 weeks to heal up and 2 weeks to practice. It's just, we talk about it here. We talk about it right now with, oh, we're up by 30 points. Take our starters out. It's the same shit.
Hell no.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Nick,
that's
Nick.
chasing perfection, brother. You could, Nick, I'm going to tell you this. That opportunity is super rare. 72 Dolphins and the 20 whatever New England Patriots. And when's the last, since when? Right. If we have that opportunity.
2000.
And the Niners already have a 15-1 year.
And we should have been in the Super Bowl that year. Motherfucking Kyle Williams. I want to punch that. Whenever I ever see Kyle Williams, I'm going to smack that cat back into existence. He dead wrong for fumbling twice.
Look, I just think like I'm big on like you have to think about this as the NFL, right? The reason that there's a record from 1972 and going all the way through undefeated is because it's very hard to do.
So then why not take the chance if you got the opportunity?
Dude, I'd rather take the feeling of losing in the regular season than in the playoffs.
If you go into the playoffs 16-0, what makes you think you're gonna lose, bro? What mentality you gonna have if you lose a game?
Nick,
nobody's done it since 1972, bro.
That's not true. The Patriots did it. The Patriots
lost the Super Bowl. They still lost.
They lost because the dude caught the ball on his motherfucking helmet. That ain't never gonna happen again, ever.
Right. The Patriots were the better team that game. They were, and the Patriots won more games that year than the Dolphins did in 72 because there's 2 more games now. So the Patriots had a better record than the Dolphins did. So you got listen, records are made to be broken. And I'm not saying that the Niners should or shouldn't do it. I don't care either way. I'd love to see the decision. Actually, I am going to say, I think that you pursue history at that point. I think you pursue immortality. But we saw what happened when McVay sat his guys when they had that number 1 seed locked up. We saw what happened. They came out flat. They were 1 and done against the Eagles that year. There's ebbs and flows. But Nick, you said I want them to feel this thing of losing, so that way they know how to conduct themselves. Bro, you didn't see how pissed off Richard Sherman was after that loss? They don't need to lose in order for that feeling to beat it. It's already in the house, bro. That's something within. You go into the playoffs with that kind of mentality, you steamroll teams, man.
No, and I completely understand where you're coming from. But you guys also have to look at the odds, bro. The odds of losing a football game. I'd rather lose a game in season than go into the playoffs completely undefeated and be let down that we lose in. You're gonna, dude. It's very hard to not lose in the NFL. It is
that
very
doesn't make
hard.
any sense, Nick. Whether we're 14-2, 15-1, or 16-0, as soon as we lose in the playoffs, we're gonna have the same exact disappointment.
Exactly.
The regular season don't matter once you get to the playoffs. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Just pursue it. That's what I'm saying. If we lose imagine we get a bye week and we lose. I don't care if we're 16-0 or 14-2. I'm gonna be like, damn, we came out flat. That bye week hurt us. I'm gonna have the same exact feelings, bro.
And that's why I want our players to play because they're gonna have that bye week. If they go 16-0, they're gonna have that week off of flatness to be able to settle.
Let me ask you this though: Have you ever played on a championship team or an undefeated team, and the pressure that is on you as a player, what the pressure does to you?
I understand, Nick, where you're coming from, bro.
Why not get it? Like the NFL is very hard to win in, and I understand you as in it's very hard to win in, and we just saw yesterday the Atlanta Falcons beat the New Orleans Saints, right? Mm-hmm. Because anything can happen in the NFL, right? Any team can win. The NFL is the NFL. It doesn't matter what their record is. Doesn't matter how strong of a team they are. But you get to this point where, to me, like right now, is like, I don't want that added pressure on this team. Like, I just don't want that added pressure on them.
You know what, Nick? I'll say this, and I totally get where you're coming from. I'm just hyped. All right. I totally get that. But here's my thing, bro. With this group of guys, right? The majority of this group of guys, they're losers, right? They've lost for 2 seasons straight. The majority group of these guys on this team, right? There's one thing they've learned how to do is lose, correct? And what are they doing right now, Nick? They've learned how to win, right? I think not to cut you off, I think they got losing under pressure. I think they know what it feels like to be a loser. I don't think it matters if they're in the playoffs, if they're in the Super Bowl, or if it's a regular game season. Losing is losing to these mother suckers, yo. It doesn't matter the pressure of the game. Them cats are going to go out and give their 100% each and every time because they don't want to lose, because they know that feeling. This team, to be on this ride, and other teams have lost too, but they're not on this ride. They're not on this train, right? And I think I'm not saying this because they're gonna go undefeated. I'm just saying that's the mentality that they have to not lose. Because what if they lose a regular season game and then go on a rut, Nick? Then what? Then what happens, Nick? Oh, they shouldn't have lost that game, right?
No, but that's all I'm saying is
the risk is there either way, bro.
I'm understanding what you guys are saying, and I'm not saying that I want them to go and lose. I'm just saying if they were to lose, no, that's not. I said I don't want to go. I don't want to see a loss of going 16-0 in the regular season. We were talking, Mike. You asked me a question if I was sitting starters in week 16 or not. I said yes. I will take the loss.
I asked that question because you said I don't want to go undefeated. You said I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but I don't want to go undefeated. That's how this whole thing started.
Right. This is right, but
that means you wanted to lose a game.
No, okay, yes, it technically does. But what I'm saying is, you asked me the question about week 16, right? I don't care about going undefeated. That's, to me, I don't care. That is setting the limits way too high. Like, to me, going undefeated and losing a game in the season doesn't hurt our aspirations to win a Super Bowl. What is overall the ultimate goal? Not to go undefeated and win a Super Bowl. Like, that expectations are way too high. Like, we as a fan base have to understand that there's going to be a chance of us losing a football game this year.
The scenario was, if we are going into week 16, if we are undefeated, do we not pursue that as another goal? If that's the scenario in week 16, going into week 16, do we not pursue it going into week 16? You're saying no. We're not talking about going undefeated, like, try to win every game so we could go undefeated. We're saying if we've gotten surpassed that, we're at week 16, and here we go. Week 17, and here we go to have a chance to be 16-0. Do we rest our starters? Yes or no? I get why you say yes. If I was to say yes, it would be because I want our players to, like, I'm injury. That would be my thing. But bump that. If we have a chance to write our name in history books, I say they take that opportunity. If they're up by 30, you take them cats out. And they rest.
But that's a different story than starting them.
No, you start. Why wouldn't you start your starters in the game, Nick?
I just said to you a second ago that when we're up by 30 points and taking starters out, it's a whole different thing. There's nothing, the whole season's on the line, right? Well, guess what? In week 16, if you're undefeated or not, whether you have the number 1 seed and everything else, taking the chance on losing a star player is ruining your chances in the playoffs for the bigger picture.
Nick, we're gonna take that chances. You're gonna take those chances every time those guys go out and suit up on the field, bro. Like, we can't. I get where you're coming from, and I get like that, about the whole Kittle thing. Should Kittle play tonight? Should he not? Blah 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 blah. Whatever. I get it, but I mean, if he say he can go, he should play. He's the best player in the team. You want your best players out on the field each and every time. It could F up chemistry, correct? It could. But a possibility, and there's a possibility
and you just gave a perfect example, right? I'm talking about sitting players to rest for injury, rest their bodies up, get healthy.
They're gonna rest the next week, Nick. They got the number 1 seed. How much rest you want to give them?
What do you mean?
They're gonna have a week off. They're gonna have a bye.
I understand that.
So
I understand that.
I just think they should achieve perfection. If they have that moment to achieve, everybody wants to be perfect. You mean to tell me your ass don't want to get 100 on a test? Fuck that. Everybody want to get 100. Everybody wants the sticker and the smiley face. So if they have that opportunity, they should take it.
But that's why that's where you're not listening to me or understanding what I'm trying to say. Being 15 and whatever we are, 15-0 going into week 1. We have the number 1 seed locked up. We already have the goal of the regular season locked up, right? So the next goal is to get healthy through the playoffs and win a Super Bowl. If you already have the regular season locked up, why risk your starting players to an injury that is going to surpass and make you hurt for the next goal? Why?
Hey, look. We got 2 different opinions. We're not going to agree here, right? And it's a hypothetical situation. We've been talking on it for like 15, 20 minutes already. And I get it. It's a fun one, and it's something that we can continue. Look, we might freaking lose tonight. I don't know. But anything can happen. But it will be a fun one to talk about after every single win. As the wins continue to stack, it's going to come back up again. I guarantee it's going to come back up again. So as long as this team keeps winning, it's a little thing in the back. You can say don't think about it, don't worry about it. It's in the back of everybody's mind. Look at how passionate y'all are right now talking about this. And we got 8 more games to go. 8 more games to go. So I think we should revisit it. I think we should put a pin in it because we're not going to get anywhere right now. We're going back and forth, and no one's going to change their mind. I think we should come back and visit it later on. That's my opinion.
Okay, let's do it. And
I still love both of y'all, so you know.
Oh, 100, baby. It's all love.
Oh, yeah, no. There's no love lost at all.
Hold on, we got some. I want to just hit these real quick before we get out of here. So, Mark Espinoza, Shanny, Jimmy G, Sherman, and Sanders all been to the Super Bowl. Not to mention Lynch when he was a player. We have that experience from the top down. I didn't say anything about not having the experience, but Mark, I appreciate you, man. Let's see. We got another one here. Where'd it go? Mark Cavanis, both Marks. Appreciate you guys. I think the backups will take that win. Let's go.
Hey, BDN will be in the game.
Imagine that in week 17. You sit your starters. You got Mostert and Mullins out there running and gunning. And we already know our backup tackles are quality starters. It's still not impossible. Let's go. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yo, and the funny part about that would be the best part about that would be we go into Seattle with backups and beat them in Seattle, and ruin their playoff hopes.
Yeah. Oh man.
Appreciate you guys, Marks, for the donations, man. Appreciate you guys. Much love and support.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that was a great message to put up there. Happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. Thank you guys for checking us out. We will get this converted into audio. This was an hour long. This was fun. The passion, man. The passion in this fan base, man. You can't help it. No matter what we came to talk about running backs. We came to talk about the running game. And look where we are.
It was short. It was quick to the point. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I got a question for Mark. How come you get $4.99 and not $5? Oh, is it because we're the 49ers? I don't know.
No, I think that's the way that it's done.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just asking how come it's $4.99 and not just the $5? Because the other Mark gave $2, so you don't have to do it in the 99s. I just was asking a question. I'm not complaining. I appreciate your love, brother.
I like seeing the 4 9s on the screen. So
I do too. So I'm thinking I'm wondering if that was his theory.
Breezie over here being greedy with his answers and being greedy about money.
You throw me under the bus one more time. I'm driving to New Jersey, cuz, to that restaurant. Y'all gonna be there tonight. Don't throw me under the bus again.
You know what's cool though is because now that he said that, I don't know if I've ever seen a $5.
I don't think that's why I said I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question.
I
don't know.
Symmetry 7, bro. Nick been talking junk this whole for the past 3. All these shows, Nick's been coming at me though. Hard body. Hey, my son won't be at the Ravens game, bro. So I better see you. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for him, I would have saw you.
I'm there from Saturday to Sunday, baby. Let's
I'll be
go.
there. Matter of fact, I'm about to clear my schedule so I can be there and celebrate with the fans. Let's go.
Yo, so why is your wife going with you or no?
She'll be there, but she rolled like she one of the dudes. Like she die hard. It's crazy how I met a diehard 49er fan. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's why,
she was a fan before y'all got together.
yes, yo, because she's from that area. It's crazy, right?
We got to get that story one day on here. That'll be a lot of fun, man. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys, listen. I've been sitting in my work van on the clock. I gotta go. I pray to God my manager's not subscribed to this channel because she's gonna be like, so about that hour-long lunch, Mike. I'll be like, I'm so sorry.
Just be like you were making pit stops in between and doing, you know.
I'm over here. This squirrel keeps throwing shit on the top of my van. I don't know if y'all could hear the thumping and bumping. I had to mute it and yell at the squirrel, man. He's throwing stuff. It's crazy, man. I got to get out of here before.
You're preparing for that snow tomorrow, y'all. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. Go figure. Yeah. Like 90 degrees outside.
I told you, man. You got issues with animals, bro.
Mm-hmm. Nature hates me. I don't know what's going on, man. It's bugs, it's dogs, it's squirrels. It's always something. Remember the geese? When I do a show with the geese were after me? Like, it's crazy. It is crazy, man. I don't know what's going on.
The best was though with the yellow light at your old place, and it was like
big bugs. Yeah, I'm in the back looking like a cat attacking something. Oh man, that's 2-3 years old, man. Yeah, but listen, man, this was a lot of fun, guys. Nick, you want what? Oh, it doesn't have 5. It's only 4-9. There you go. That's why. So we got the answer there. See?
Appreciate that, bro.
They do that for the Niners.
Oh, I'm treating her right, Robert Roberto. I'm treating her right. Look, Symmetry 7. My ex-wife was a Seahawks fan. That's why she the ex. Throw it up, baby. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Get her out of here. She gotta go.
Do it.
Gotta go. All right, man. Look, this has been a lot of fun, guys. I can't wait to do this with you guys after the game tonight, and if you guys are going to be around for the preview of the game. So this is going to be a lot of fun, man.
Mike, add 1 penny for my dude, Mark. I love you, Mike. Dude. I don't usually like Mike's, but I like you, Mike. Dude.
And you just threw Mike under the bus.
He can't help it. I'm telling you, he is petty. He is king petty, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Niggas on a roll, cuz. I gotta rethink my membership, yo. How much am I doing? Man, this dude is on a roll. Oh man.
You know why? Because I'm crazy tired. I slept for an hour last night, and I've been up since 2:30. So I'm ready. I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, we're anxious, man. We're anxious, yo. We're anxious.
Yeah, we're definitely anxious. That's all I got, man. I can't wait to talk this preview show. Hopefully, I'll probably be driving tonight, so you guys won't. It'll just be audio. You won't be able to see my video, but I'm ready to go. Pinky Toe Nick is done. Pinky Toe Nick.
Pinky Toe Nick don't even get why we call him Pinky Toe. Look,
yeah, because of what you said.
Yeah,
you see Harlem Nights?
I was just about to ask, did he see the movie?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to know. That's. All right, let me get up out of here, guys. It's been a lot of fun, guys. Listen, make sure you guys check out the website. It is www.nothingbutniners.com. Again, that is your one-stop shop for any and everything 49ers from us here at Nothing But Niners. We want to thank you guys for your participation today. I'm not going to go through all the other avenues that we have. This will be turned into a podcast before the game starts tonight. So if you miss anything, you guys can make sure you check it out. It's on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. It's on everything, man. You guys make sure you check us out there. I am 49ers Mike _NFL. My man Breezie in the middle. Our hype man over there is 49ers Breezie. And then there's Nick. He is 49er Faithful 365. We thank you guys truly, man. And also, happy Veterans Day to everybody out there, man. We salute you guys. We out of here.
Peace.
Bang, bang, bang.